3 a.m. An interrogation room. On the wall is an analog clock set to 3. A man wearing a prison uniform and a black tattoo on his arm sits at the table with a chair opposite empty. He is cuffed with chains on his wrists and ankles. He appears tired and is unshaved. There is a jangle of keys from offstage and turn of a lock, and a woman steps into the light. You've got 10 minutes. There's another jangle of keys and a turn of a lock.
I wasn't sure you'd come.
You look tired.
Yeah. So do you.
The 3 a.m. feed look all over again. You don't shave anymore?
Is this all you came for? So you could see how I looked?
You called for me.
Will you sit down, or are you staying there? I'd offer you some tea, but I'd never be much of a host.
The only thing ever available at your place was sour feelings and stale air. I wouldn't expect anything else now.
She rustles around in her bag and places a packet of cigarettes on the table with a light.
They said I could give you these.
You always said they'd kill me.
The bottle killed you, Elliot.
Elliot collects the packet and lighter takes out a cigarette and lights it.
Do you remember that day I caught you and Peter O'Brien smoking your father's cigarettes behind the bar?
Yeah. Yeah, Peter ran home so fast he had smoke coming off his shoes. You made me eat one. Thought it would stop me ever picking one up again.
Didn't though, did it? You never did listen to anything I had to say.
His wife came here.
Charlene came here. When?
He married Charlene?
Sit down, Mr. Freeman. Mrs. Freeman, you have about 8 minutes.
When did this happen?
A while back. The baby's due in a month or so.
That'll explain things. He always did want what was mine, and she can't wait for a bus.
Is that what you expected? That she'd wait for you, talk to you on a receiver, and look at you through plate glass till this day came? Would you? I didn't think so.
What do you want from me?
Sit down, Mr. Freeman.
Some remorse, some shame,
Mr. Freeman!
any of the values I thought I taught you.
You always did set it on a self-righteous pedestal. You think you were so great, hardly ever there, leaving me and Carla to fend for ourselves?
Mr. Freeman!
I did the best I could. I worked 3 jobs. Your father never moved further than the front porch with a can in his hand.
You should have left him then.
And go where? With what? Your sister didn't turn out so bad.
Mr. Freeman,
No.
sit down!
Everyone had Carla.
Mr. Freeman, sit down or we will strap you to that chair!
Is that why you dragged me here? To tell me my shortcomings as a mother?
No. I'm sorry. Please don't leave here. Not yet. Just sit down. Will you? Please?
What did John's wife want?
To offer me forgiveness.
And you think you don't need it?
You know I don't go in for all that religious crap. Sunday school did nothing for me.
Do you ever start to consider what someone else needs?
Forgiving me won't change anything.
You heartless bastard.
Do you think I don't regret going into the bar? I know I should have gone home, drank whatever I bought till I forgot about losing another job. You think I don't know that?
Sit down, Mr. Freeman, or this meeting will be over.
You think I don't wish that I just walked away? I was an angry young man.
Mr. Freeman, this is your last chance.
You always find something to blame. I was married with a child at my ankles and one at my hip at 20. I had real responsibilities. What did you have? You were nothing but a stupid drunk.
5 minutes, Mrs. Freeman.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. All your life I've craved just 5 minutes of your time, and now that's all I have left. You know, the real price here is that of mothers.
Is it really? How did you come to that conclusion?
We want to nurture, to protect you from everything, to keep you safe from all that's wrong with the world, and look where we are. Mrs. Amos couldn't stop her child hurting, and neither can I. That cuts deep. I couldn't even protect you from yourself. You turning out like your father.
How is the old man?
Passed out on the sofa, laying in his own piss from what I could make out. Are you afraid?
Afraid? You know, on the outside, I'd rock up to brawls with Peter, a knife in my pocket and a gun in my waistband. I was invincible. There was no fear, but it was all bravado. Yeah, we got into fights, broken noses, bruised eyes, and no lasting damage. When we healed, we went looking for the trouble someplace else. Boys trying to fill the shoes of men. Soldiers together facing the same war. Pathetic. In the end, it's every man for his fucking self.
Facing your judgment makes you a man.
Man. Am I a man? Men don't do what I did. I've had enough time to reflect on that.
Will it hurt?
Perhaps it should. But they tell me not. At least I'm not gonna fry in a chair.
Please stay on your side of the table, Mrs. Freeman.
I asked you here because I want you to do one last thing for me. I know I've got no place to ask. I've not been a good son. God knows I know that much. Too much like the old man. Will you be there? When, you know, when it's done, tomorrow. Will you be there?
Elliot, I'm not sure I can do that.
Please, Ma. Please.
No touching, Mrs. Freeman.
His wife will be there. It would make things easier somehow if the last place I saw was yours.
You can't ask me this, Elliot. You can't. When you first went away, I used to pretend you'd moved to some faraway place. A better place. Like Carla. I won't be able to pretend anymore if...
That is where I'll be, Ma. You won't have to pretend. It'll be true.
What did she ask? Mrs. Amos.
Questions I still can't answer.
What did she want to know?
Who he was with? Why he was in that out-of-town bar? I don't know. I've tried to remember. I've had years to think about that night. I relive it. Try to force the memory out, but it's cloudy. It gets cloudier as the years roll on. Now it's like a movie. Something I just watched, you know? I'm left with no answers for her and none for myself. It's just the way it is. She gave me this.
A St. Christopher.
Yeah. It belonged to John. She wanted me to travel in peace from this world into the next.
For someone so faithless, why are you wearing it?
Well, it's like insurance, isn't it? People think they need it. But do they? There's always some loophole. When it's over, I've told the governor to make sure she gets it back. My black soul doesn't need a protected journey to anywhere.
3 minutes, Mrs. Freeman.
Can I have more time? Can I? Please.
Your son is on death row, ma'am.
But I'm not, so why are you punishing me?
It's the rules, ma'am.
Please. Please, I'm begging you. I need more time.
Sorry, ma'am. I don't make the rules.
Ma, it's okay. It's okay, Ma.
What happens when I leave?
If I go to my cell, I have a few chapters left of the book I'm reading. It's about a man who traveled the world for a bet. Perhaps I'll make it to the end. Before the end. I'll have some sweet tea with a slice of lemon. I've developed quite a taste for it. Then I'll wait to watch the sun climb in the sky one last time. It's beautiful on a clear day. You can look straight up into the clear blue. No bars. I do consider myself a lucky man, Mom.
Lucky.
Yeah, lucky, because these are the last hours I'll be held behind these walls. I'll close my eyes and I'll be a bird flying high up into the sky.
You sang just like a bird when you were a little boy. Do you remember? You had the best voice in the church choir.
Yeah, I remember.
I thought your voice would give you wings. Take you places. Out of our small town anyway. Away from the trouble and the drinking, but it got into your bones. Seems neither of us will be free of this hick town. Give me one of those. Give me one. Do you think your mother hasn't lived? We've all spent time behind a barn smoking stolen cigarettes.
Whose?
Old man Gilbert. He never locked his front door. Left his smokes just there on the table.
Will you leave him, Ma?
Who?
Pa.
Don't be ridiculous. I've been with him so long, where am I going to go? At my age? I picked my lot a long time ago. I can't change it now.
Listen, Ma. I've been earning money while I've been in here. Don't look at me like that. It's legit money. And I'm leaving it to you. Take it and go to Carla. Get on the first train out of here. Promise you'll go and you won't look back.
Elliot, please.
Do you want to spend your last years in this shithole town with Pa? I'm giving you the chance I've not got, Ma. A chance to start over. Please, take it. You don't have to stay.
Mr. Freeman.
I know. First train out, Ma.
Time's up, Mrs. Freeman.
It's okay. Ma.
There is a jangle of keys and a lock turning.
Wait. Mom. Tomorrow? Will you be there tomorrow? Mom?